Alright, we are back, and we're starting Act 7 immediately.
Judging by that rather curious ship and its aberrant captain, I imagine you had rather an interesting voyage here. Now, Inquisitor Maligaro. We must have his soul. He has most certainly returned to his old haunt, yet his manifestations are like wisps on the wind. There one moment, gone the next. While I am familiar with the phantasmal trails and tributaries that filigree this reality, Maligaro's exact whereabouts eludes me. You should speak with these desperates who cling to this broken bridge, that young Templar scholar in particular. Their mundane knowledge must provide where my enlightened sapiens cannot. Goodbye.
What'll I do now? This here broken bridge speaks to me some. A fair place to rest me old bones for a bit. And tell you what, with all this sunlight and fresh air, I can feel the calling forth of the poetic muse beneath me trousers. Been a long time since I felt this here compass point in any direction. Now, speaking of navigations and the like, a long time ago, I had me a nice collection of riches stuffed away in a lockbox. Being the stupid ass that I am, I buried the thing one eve when I was high in my cups. Can't for the death of me remember where Except, I know it was near this broken bridge. The box has a silver locket in it. It holds the portrait of my late wife, Meredith. It's the last thing I have in this world to remember her by. If you happen across my lockbox in your travels, I'd be appreciating of its return.
What does he think of Lily?
I know Lily be missing me something great, and it cuts me deep not to go visit the lass. Thing is, I reckon she should remember me as I was, not wretch at the sight of the spectre I be now. Let the legend live on in her mind, I say. Fair bugger maid, good to see you.
He looks pretty human, though. He doesn't look like a ghost.
Greetings.
Oh, let's ask about the origins of the gods.
There was a time before the beast, bathed in the shadows of lost memory, when men and women like you could ascend. Through rareness of quality and the adoration of their people, these few could reach out into the quickening mists of immortality and grasp the power of godhood. Mind you, transcendence is never easy. Like the pains of childbirth, it reeks of agony, tragedy, and sacrifice. The sacrifice most often being of one's humanity. That is simply the way of it. Those of us who seek the immortal throne live long enough to see ourselves become truly monstrous.
So the gods are basically just people that transcended.
Goodbye.
Imagine he's supposed to be spectral, but it's been forever bugged and no one knows it's actually bugged. Or maybe they just forgot. Not even a bug, just a missing feature.
Ah, yes. You do seem to have a penchant for presenting yourself when times are at their most perplexing. It would seem that our Almighty has forsaken us. False deities from ages past now rise and ravage, while our blessed innocence remains as silent as the stones at my feet. So much for Templar propaganda, eh? Well, I suppose if we are to fend for ourselves, then I should answer your troubling arrival with our own most pressing tribulation. The relic that washed ashore and started all the chaos. It was covered in ancient Vaal inscriptions. The symbols were much weathered, making them challenging to translate. Yet I did my best. The inscriptions spoke of the god Wraeclast. If this object somehow housed the spirit of that many-faced monstrosity, then I fear we are all in danger. Wraeclast was renowned for his penchant for subjugation and control. Please, I urge you to destroy this god before his strength and dominance grow insurmountable. Nip this divine threat in the bud, as it were. Our poor friend, Grust, has likely become Ralekesh's avatar in this world. At least his recent behavior would indicate as much. If you could see to Grust's passing, Ralekesh will be forced to retreat into the relic. Destroy the relic, and perhaps you will also destroy the god.
Poor Grust has become Ralekesh.
Fare
Okay.
you well.
You arrive. The Great Spirit spoke in my dreams, told me that darkness would again drown our lands, and you, exile, would walk before the flood. But what is this? You are not alone. A shade, a memory, older even than... No, older than spirit? Fear grips my throat. I shake, but the spirit drapes a warming cloak upon my shoulders. This ancient ghost that follows you, it has the trust of the spirit, and if the spirit trusts, then I trust. Be well.
Turn your back for the barest moment and Wraeclast bites you in the proverbial. I imagine that's how you're feeling upon visiting us this time. It's how I feel about now. I'm afraid that the Inquisitor's spirit has indeed returned to the Chamber of Sins. Yet while you won't encounter Meligaro by wandering his halls, I do perhaps know how you can find him. Whilst investigating the Fell Shrine, I learned of the existence of a map, forged by Meligaro from his own viscera. This map allowed him to transfer his spirit into another form of existence, an existential safe house to which he could retreat should death ever attempt to take him. Understanding the map's purpose, Vol tried to destroy it, to no avail. So he locked it away deep within the ruins of Frisia Cathedral. Find that map and place it upon the Reverie device in Meligaro's old laboratory. And when you step over that threshold, expect the very worst.
Wow, okay, there's a lot to unpack there. Meligaro apparently forged a map using his own entrails or guts that would preserve his spirit if he died and let him retreat to there. Vol tried to destroy it, but couldn't.
Oops, clumsy me.
All these rotten rattlers were brought down by your hand. Will they return the favor?
Man, I love the Delirium voice as well. I hope we get a lot more Delirium during this playthrough, because there's a lot of good one-liners in there. And a lot of them are references to other voice lines from other characters, but they get kind of twisted. Okay, we found the silver lockets for Whalem.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I think at one point the Delirium voice also says, you are captured, stupid beast. Just like Einar, but in this case, I'm the stupid beast. Will this breach stabilize, I wonder? We almost had it. Don't think we'll get it though. Nope. I'm gonna end the delirium as well. Currency... Crafts. Alright, well, let's head down to the Fell Shrine. I'm gonna see if there's some lore objects in here. No.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I feel like there's fewer environmental lore objects in part 2, so from Act 6 and onward. There's been some, but not as much as in the earlier acts.
Me locket! Oh, me darling, me beautiful Meredith. How I miss your shuddering bosoms, your quivering thighs. She had a heart to melt an iceberg, and teats the size of a... Ooh. Well, anyway, I thank you greatly. Please, whatever else be in that lockbox, take your pick from it. This locket be the only treasure I need.
I might take a quartz flask here, actually. I'll probably still just forget to use it, though. I've not been using my flasks at all, almost. We could also get rid of this. So he says take anything from the lockbox. The lockbox has 7 flasks in it, but you only get to pick one. Oh yeah, that's a big plot hole. Take anything, but only one of them. Only one of the anythings. Immersion ruined. Hang on, we can craft this further. That's a much better Quicksilver. I had these flasks on my first character early on. I forgot that I had them. Doesn't really matter what I get. Tireless.
I believe the sea. Bye.
Alva's also not important. Incursion is side content, not part of the story. Although it does provide some background regarding the Vol. After I've done all 10 acts, I might actually go through some of the side content and yeah, learn some more lore from the side content and endgame stuff. Like the whole Atlas mechanic and what's been going on in there with the Conquerors and Zana, all of that's pretty important.
And not before.
For the machine.
Alright, we're in the Fell Shrine ruins, also known as the Crypts.
Just for me.
We have found Maligaro's map.
The energy of visions made tangible. How curious.
Alva's important in PoE 2 story. Oh, I didn't know that. I've still not even tried PoE 2. I'm looking forward to playing it when it's actually out of early access and all the acts are in. I'll probably do the same kind of deal with PoE 2 as what I'm doing right here. Just do a full story playthrough and actually pay attention. I'll probably do that as my first playthrough of PoE 2, actually.
I imagine it was no easy feat, removing that abomination from its tomb. The horrors that must still lurk beneath the Fell Shrine. Well, I suppose you'll be meeting abominations aplenty where you're going next. Place that map upon Maligaro's reverie device, and remember, hope for the worst. At least then you'll be partially prepared for what's to come.
Hope for the worst. Good advice.
That would just make life complicated.
They did a much better job on story for the second one. Almost
I
feels
will
like you
uncover
want
the
to
secrets hidden in these shadows.
do that either way. I feel like they did a really good job on this one. So I'm excited if you think PoE 2 is even better. Story-wise.
Hello to you, great dream.
Oh, hello, Silk. Silk is a real weirdo.
We have woven a tale together in days past. Perhaps we shall again. We make mighty stories, you and I. And now I have daunting task before me, the last in my great journey. Near to us, cast in shadow, a monster awaits. Black Death is his name. A beauteous eight-leg, twisted grotesque by the master of these loathsome halls. I wish to give this eight-leg the merciful peace he deserves, and to save what is still beautiful, the elixir that only Black Death can make. Please, will you find him? Kill this Black Death. Take the eight-leg's venom for me. I may be fearsome warrior, but Black Death's master has made him into a thing more monstrous than even I can best. Who knows? Perhaps Black Death is too strong even for you.
Yep. My interest in this world is dwindling. Aw, why isn't Maligaro's manifesto voiced? Maligaro's manifesto would have been great. There's a lot of voice-acted Maligaro stuff. I guess they couldn't get the voice actor back for that one. Certain maps can only be rendered in the most vivid of viscera.
This place flows forth from a dark mind, thought by thought.
I find it kind of hilarious that Alva shows up inside of Maligaro's Nightmare Realm. No wonder it's lost. It's in the middle of Maligaro's Viscera. So the sounds we hear in the ambience are the sounds of his intestines, probably, yeah.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Oh, I don't have bleed removal. I should probably get bleed removal before I do crew lab. Just in case. I could just beast craft a flask, I guess. Oh, hi, Maligaro. That was Black Death. The thing that Silk mentioned. Alva transcends space and time just to tell you, ah, there you are. Yeah.
I didn't give you enough credit, Maligaro. This place, this energy. I've learned something new.
The witch is so enthusiastic about all the dark things in this game.
Our brutal construction nears completion, and now only the wretched Dodri Darktongue remains. Unlike her compeers who, in undeath, have yearned for the familiar, Dodri appears drawn to the old wounds of calamity. The cataclysm took San and left much that a parasite like Dodri might enjoy. I shall meet you in San, where I hope you shall make swift and bloody work of that foul hag.
Alright. I never really noticed that we're on a mission to kill those three. On a mission from Sin to kill those three. Dodra, Maligaro, and Chevron.
The Black Venom. Oh, great dreamer who has done great deeds. I shall see to it that my queen rewards you with honor and mercy when she rises up to claim what is hers. Yes, this elixir, so aged and potent, shall be life-giving draught that she sips upon first waking. It is my gift to her, my wedding gift. Great dreamer, you will be wrapped in silken finery and made welcome at our wedding feast, guest of honor. And oh, what a feast we all shall enjoy.
Yeah, Silk is weird.
My great journey led me to places of great power beyond even your story's great dreamer. I am carried on legs and webs and shadows. That is all you can know for now.
It's my lucky day.
No, it's not. I'm out of here.
The path to justice is slender and perfidious, fraught with missteps of ambition and despair, egotism and doubt. Should you choose this road, beware those who would waylay your hopes and disembowel your dreams. Remain sure and remain true.
The guy obsessed with spiders is called Silk. Yeah, that's suspicious.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Food for the machine.
We have this node now. We could just do, Max life. I actually don't have life modifiers on this, do I? Which means I could do 10% more max life. No, wait, not that one. 15% increased if there are no life modifiers on body armor.
Pretty little rocks, just for me.
Just for you.
Good eye, Exile.
This time we can actually use a secret passage here. Did I miss any lore objects up here? No, there just aren't any. Okay. Oh, I remember when we were in Act 2, I commented that we couldn't open this vault. I get it now. This is the secret passage. Never noticed that detail before. The white beast is a skeleton now. I barely saw him because of the breach, though.
Why do they always resort to fire?
Ode to Wraeclast. Aww. Not voice acted. Why did they get lazy with the voice acting in the second part? That's so sad. Oh, it's time to kill Groost, Lord of the Forests. That was quick.
Wraeclast! Turn away the tyrant's face, and kingdom end without a trace. When you try to control everything, you ultimately control nothing. Wraeclast has never quite been able to grasp that concept.
You could have been anybody, Wraeclast. And you chose Roost?
We'll take Wraeclast's Pantheon for now, actually, because the bleeds can be annoying. Alright, I'm gonna head back to town and see what they have to say.
Into the most dreaded of thickets you must go, I'm afraid. For there Gruthkul the Despairing sulks and schemes. The Varl laid waste to her kingdom, and placed her slaughtered children at her feet. Grief enveloped Gruthkul, transformed her, flooded her mind with a singular thought: to share her suffering with those who had murdered her daughters. Though she has returned, her sanity has not. There is no fury like a mother bereaved.
Huh.
I wonder if Gruthkul would still grieve for her children if she knew the truth. The Spinner of Shadows had no aspirations until Gruthkul's daughters plotted against her. They saw her power over the people, her miraculous potions, her intoxicating lusts. They feared Arakali, thought she might threaten their legacy. Yet that's the curious thing about spiders. They only leave their web when you force them to. A temptress and a predator. Val legends say she crawled up from the blackest of pits during the creation of the world. No, her beginnings were far more mundane. A mortal harlot whose endless lust for loin and lecherous delight saw her transformed into the very image of her dark desires. The Spinner of Shadows, they once called her. She sees herself as a regular goddess of love, and has the romantically forged temple to prove it. That's where you'll find her. Yet there's little romance to the lady herself. At least, I doubt the corpses that now embrace her carapace would think so. Remember, humanity...
That offers some context for why silk loves her so much, at least.
I be missing me granddaughter something terrible. You know, I used to tell Lily bedtime stories till she fell asleep in me arms. She loved the ones about Kishara, a tough-as-nails Val lassie, said to have explored every coast, cove and bay of this blasted continent with the help of her star. Some nifty artifact she nabbed from somewhere on her first voyage. Young Lily, she were fascinated by Kishara's star. Said to be fair humming with thaumaturgy, able to guide its mistress wherever she be fixing to journey. Methinks me granddaughter liked to imagine that one day she'd hold the star in her hands and explore the outer reaches of this world. Oh, I'd dearly love to see her again. But there ain't no way of making that journey with nothing to show for it. She looks up to me, does Lily. So, I'm reckoning that star might put a smile on her pretty face. With such a gift in hand, I'd maybe have the guts to go visit my granddaughter instead of skulking here like some craven ghost. That's if some kind and brave soul fetched it for me. Here our ways divide.
You truly are a hero of the modern age, succeeding where even the ancient Val could not. I must say I'm really quite relieved. For a while there I feared we were headed towards another theocratic dictatorship. Exile allowed me to be free of one. I had no wish to experience another. You deserve to be rewarded for your efforts. Here, something with a little insight would suit your purposes nicely. What? He's intending to make matrimony with Arakali? My word, that's quite a story even for Silk. Yes, I know that name, and the place to which it is purportedly attached. A temple to the north, now in ruins. If Silk intends unholy congress with this Arakali, that is the most likely place we would seek it. Yes, I know of Gruthgul, the grieving mother. She featured quite prominently in some of the Val texts I restored during my time at the museum in Theopolis. After the deaths of her children, Queen Gruthgul fled north, eventually finding respite amongst the refugees of her own shattered realm. Yet these loyalists saw their own queen as a weapon, a tool for vengeance. They nurtured her pain, transfiguring sorrow into hatred, hatred into violence. Like a grizzled bear, Gruthgul descended into animalism and ferocity. Yet her caretakers foolishly underestimated the agony their bereaved queen harbored in her heart. Like a bear caught in a trap, Gruthgul wrenched free of her human loyalties and slew her followers to the last woman and child. Through devastation, Gruthgul ascended to divinity. Gruthgul's pain has transcended ages, and she will vent that pain upon any and all she encounters until her grief is finally laid to rest.
Alright.
There you were.
That's a lot. Oh, we have more.
What you tell me of Silk, this I understand, though I do not want to. I have spent many nights pondering Silk's journey, why he has stepped from the spirit path. Now I know. He has walked into the 8 arms of blind lust, Arakali. Silk is a warning to us all. He is trying to take the short trail to greatness, to the story Spirit has made for him. Silk tries to steal his story, but now he holds only a lie. Please, you must find the place where this Arakali sleeps in her web of shadow. You must stop Silk before he wakes her, a mistake that we all will come to regret. The Spirit tells me this is so. Go with the Spirit.
You know what I'm curious about? I'm curious to learn why Yina is a firefox later on.
One less twisted intellect perverting our world. There is still much to be done, but at least we can rest easier in the knowledge that Meligaro and his foul creations will trouble Wraeclast no longer. Here. I know that you and Groost didn't see eye to eye, but I'm sure he would have wanted to recognize this deed. It's the act of a warrior, after all. Yes, I thank you. Though I loved him, I know Groost was lost to me the very moment he touched that vile abomination. I will weep over his passing for many more nights to come, but I am happy that you avenged his honor and freed him from his torment. There's an Asmeri shrine tucked away in the northern forest. Groost took me there, told me it was a memorial to those who had gone before him, a place where their spirits could rest. When he passed, he wanted his remains to be laid to rest with the bones of his people. His body, I find it difficult to even think about it, but I doubt it will ever be recovered. Yet there might still be a way. He gave me his necklace, the fangs he earned when he rose from boyhood to manhood, handed it to me for safekeeping only moments before Wraeclast. It's almost as if he knew what was to come. Please, could you deliver this necklace to the shrine for me? Put Groost's spirit to rest? I would do it myself, but the journey to the northern forest is not what it was. These lands have changed, and not for the better. Keep your life to your own.
Alright. I've changed my mind about Alva, actually. I think we should listen to what she has to say.
I believe the secret of its location lies in the Val City, which until very recently was submerged and completely unreachable. It's a tale that beggars belief. Some devil coated the land in darkness, but a hero banished it and raised the city from the riverbed. Then some bandits swept in, claiming invaluable artifacts and blocking the only entrance until an even mightier hero sent them packing. If they were around, I'd ask them to help me achieve unfathomable wealth, but you'll do, I suppose. I'm headed off to the Val City. Find me there, and I'll help you fill your pockets. Thank the gods! You're no saint, I can see that. Though, who am I to question what form divine providence comes in? I am the great Alva Valai, reliquarian extraordinaire. A seeker of mysteries, explorer of the unknown, lover of all things that glitter, and I need your help. The lost temple of Atzoatl. Halls lined with finery. Boxes stuffed with glimmering riches and relics touched by insurmountable power. The eons lost to history until now. Bye.
Bye. Okay. We have listened to everything. Let's get another life node. There's a lot of skill point quests in Acts 6 through 8, I believe. When we kill every single pantheon that we
not before.
kill, or every god we kill and get a pantheon from, we also get a skill point. And Grothkol is one of them. Surely the Shrine to Arakali will have voice acting. Surely. It does not.
So many gods, so many different forms of insanity. I will not fall victim to the same follies.
I didn't actually get the quest to collect all the fireflies. But they are showing up.
Grothkol! Thus I release you from motherhood's rage. The tragedy is that our world, our kind, may turn something as pure and honorable as a mother's love into such a vicious weapon of wrath and butchery. I only hope that Grothkol will find her children, happy in her arms, in the realms beyond.
The Forbidden Book spoke of you. Go back to the nothingness from whence you came.
So now we have the quest lighting the way after picking up that one firefly. I guess we just spontaneously realized that we need to collect these fireflies. Does it say in the description for it? Deliver them to Yina. Yeah, we just realized for no reason that we need those fireflies to deliver them to Yina. If we pick one up before she tells us. This part is a bit out of order.
When I'm ready, and not before.
That's just the game being nice. You don't have to get any quest from the quest giver. True, but it's kind of immersion breaking in this case. Like they didn't put an explanation for why your character is willing to just pick up these fireflies. There could have been like an alternate way to discover that you needed them, perhaps. You might be onto something about the extra 5 acts being subject to time crunch, though, and they never really got all the finishing touches in. I don't know. In general, I wouldn't say that the act is unpolished or anything. It's just that there are a few missing pieces, like some of the voice acting, and this quest in particular feels odd. To me, anyway. There's a much bigger issue at hand, but the protagonist decided to search this random thicket. Could have just gone where the game told you to. Well, the game did tell me to look for Gruthgul in the Dread Thicket, actually. So that's not really the case. We had the quest to seek out Gruthgul in the Dread Thicket. We were told to go there. Right, we have
very much, Groost, but don't feel bad. I don't really like anybody.
The witch doesn't like anybody. I feel like there are a few new voice lines for the witch, I think. I don't know when they were added, because I didn't really play the game for the last 2 years or so, but she's a lot more chatty about random events than she used to be. Different voice actress, is it? I didn't really notice a difference, but then I also don't really remember what she used to sound like. I have no idea where to go next on my passive tree. I guess we could go for some lightning. Some lightning nodes. We're right here. Multiple classes were missing voice lines for acts 5 to 10. They added those in later. Yeah. I'll just go with these lightning nodes, actually. I'm gonna assume that lightning is my biggest damage because I'm using Spark.
I found a way to blaze a trail to the legendary temple of Arzoatl. A spell cast upon these ancient waystones, triggered by the blood of the Vaal. I've got some in me, you see. This spell will take you into days past. Once there, keep the portal open by slitting a few deserving throats. The longer you stay, the more I learn about the location of the present-day temple. Once we find it, we'll have all the time in the world to collect its many treasures. That's why we need to find the temple in the here and now. Be careful what you do while you're there, however. Any move you make ripples through time, changing things in this day and age. Well, what are you waiting for? Go make history.
Alright, we'll make some history here.
Let's go.
We're back in ancient Vaal times.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Good job, Exile. Good to see you survived your first incursion. Ikwani, greetings. Goodbye.
Alright.
I knew you'd find me. You and I were two coins in the same purse. Your last foray got us a little closer to finding the temple, but we have a ways to go. Hope you're ready for another. Let's go.
It's a shame the Val civilization fell, because they had the incredible technology of automatic doors that you don't need to click. Oh, it pauses on this screen now. That's good quality of life. That way you can decide which door to open with no pressure.
Good job. Aquates used his growing influence to funnel more corrupting energies into that room. The temple looms closer with each new step. Find me again, and we'll continue our task.
Another shrine to Arkali. No voice acting. Sad times. What level is my spark up to now? 16 plus 8. 24 spark in the campaign. That's great.
When I'm ready, and not before.
It could have been two levels higher actually with the double corruption. If we had +2 to socketed and +2 to lightning, for instance, then that spark would have been 2 levels higher. But those helmets were like 100 divines, so I didn't really splurge for that. I'm probably gonna get both sides. Alright, I'm going to find the waypoint and then head back to town to talk to people. I'll try to avoid triggering the Firefly interaction with Yina, because I want to talk to her in town first. Maybe we'll learn something. Just get a +2 AoE and +2 projectiles? How expensive could it be? Yeah. Spark doesn't have the AoE tag though. I would have to use a different skill for that. Wait, what is this? Oh, another...
4 rounds should be an easy mark to beat.
The Trial Master actually is in the campaign. Well, we don't want to do the trials. We don't want to do an ultimatum. It spams the screen so hard, AoE just seemed natural, true. But it's mostly the secondary effects, like the heralds making everything explode. Alright, we don't have to talk to Yina yet. We can come back through the waypoints. Let's talk to her in town first. As well as these other people.
So, this is Kishara's famed star. Just as I reckoned. It won't point me in any one direction. It can't make up its mind. I suspect due to me not being able to make up mine. I feel a tremor of prophecy coming over me. Like some scallywags just stomped over my grave. If I go see Lily, there's to be only disappointment and sorrow. If that's what the future has in store, then it can keep it. I wish a long and vibrant life for the girlie. One free of the trouble that an old dead buccaneer like I might bring upon her.
Pondium, what is that?
Think of the worst place ye can imagine. That's Pondium. Now think of the gods be damned best whorehouse you've ever had the pleasure of. That's Pondium. A pirate paradise full of bodies to stab, holes to fill, and devious liquor to imbibe. Brine rots control the whole island and make sure it lives up to the lowest of expectations. Can't imagine much has changed since I was there last. Still, it's a good place to swashbuckle and make love to a bawdy, buxom bunter out back of a boozy bar.
That's the first time we hear about the brine rots.
If you're thinking about dying, them brine rots be a nasty bunch. Led by me very own flesh and blood, me baby sister Lucy. The rot mother, they call her now. Used to be that I were their leader, back when the brine rots were about one thing, and one thing only, raiding, pillaging, and plundering their scrawny black guts out. Old Lucy were me first mate, for years. But she got a whiff of the power that being captain could gain her, and mutineered me own sister. Dropped me on some deserted island off the coast of somewhere. The bitch. Took months to make it back to the mainland. That brine rot clan's been trouble ever since. Used to have some good old-fashioned pirate on 'em, and now they're raving mad lunatics out for their next fix of fear and fortune. If you're thinking about dying, trust old Whalem. Don't.
Alright. I'll try not to die.
So the grieving mother sleeps once more. Her story has come to fascinate me, and your conquest of her makes for a satisfying dramatic climax, don't you think? I'm but an old man living vicariously through your life. As history seems intent on repeating itself, I should record it in a book. An historical account of the goddess Gruthkol and the legendary champion who defeated her. Yes, the title needs a bit of work, but it will suffice for now. Here, consider this offering as an advance on the royalties we shall reap post-publication. That is, if there is anyone in Wraeclast who can read. Keep your wits about you.
More skill points.
I feel I have failed my poor Groost, not being able to return his bones to the resting place of his people. Still, we have done all we could, considering the circumstances. Groost was a practical man at heart. He would understand. You deserve our thanks. Here are some of Groost's most treasured possessions. I'm sure he would have wanted you to have one.
Just a bunch of amulets. Alright.
Keep your life to your own.
Okay, Yena, are you gonna explain why you need the fireflies and why you turn into a firefox?
You are like the frog that strikes the fly faster than I can see. No. Carry your bright bags to Arakali's gate. We will meet there and brew our fire dew. Not here. Too much to burn. Too many to make blind.
Brew our fire dew. Okay. She doesn't have any voice lines regarding that stuff. She does have something about Arakali, though. We can ask about that.
I have asked questions of spirit, and it has answered in dreams that wake me with screaming. Arakali will suck all life from this land, leave only empty husks and dusty bones. There will be no spirit, no us, no thing left to love and laugh. Only husks and dust and Arakali. Be well.
Be well. Alright, I think all that remains here is to go fight Arcali. Well, first we need to see why she turns into a firefox. Love letter? Wait, is that Silk's love letter to Arcali?
Your soft whispers beneath earth tingle my skin, like breath of love amidst my loins. I sleep not. I hear your name inside my skull. Arcali. No name tasted so sweet on my tongue. Stories I have heard, tales of cursed beauty, visage of woman, jewel that walks the streets in final days of a great empire. Heard tell you sought victims, but I know too. You sought man to love you, to break spell. You hoped true love might allow you to shed eight-legged body, to become goddess of love once more. I pledge myself to you, my lady of Val. I promise love, for I am that man you have waited on. Corrupt corpse lovers claim to worship you, call you spinner of shadows. But you have spun only shadows of desire about my heart. Sweet Arcali, I have found your altar. I will speak the call. I will return you to beauty. I will raise you from black pits of despair, and together we shall rule Wraeclast in glory forever.
Wow, he is truly delusional. Alright, Yena, why are you a firefox?
Fireflies, so bright and juicy with flame. Now for the right. I warn you. Stand back and be not afraid of what you see. And be not afraid for me. The spirit guides and protects. Though I may change, I shall still be, will always be, Yena.
It's so random. He turns into Firefox and burns the webs. I guess we know which browser is GGG's favorite. It's not Chrome.
When I'm ready and not before.
Is it Opera? No. Clearly Edge. Internet Explorer.
Good eye, Exile. Pretty little rocks, just...
Imagine Yena turning into an Internet Explorer to burn away the webs. Yeah. Maybe they change the blockage to be a window, and she smashes the window.
4 rounds should be an easy mark to beat.
That way, Internet Explorer has crashed. I crashed the window. Crash Windows. Explorer.exe stopped working. Man, I wish I could talk. These jokes would land better if I could articulate. I'm a bit fried today. This is me realizing I haven't been using my flasks. I'll probably forget to use them again soon. This temple is really long and samey, like it's just the same type of layout over and over. Kind of feels like padding for this act, because it's quite a short act compared to the others. You can power through this one really quickly if you don't listen to all the quest dialogue.
My bride has arrived, Exile. I hope you brought a wedding gift.
She grabbed Silk. There's his head on a spike.
Oh, Silk, what did you expect?
Oh, nice. You can actually see his spine hanging from that spike as well. From the head. So much detail in this game that can easily be missed.
You hear that? No? It is spirit singing as does the fly who escapes the web. Yes, it is most happy with us. And with your strange friend there too. He is a god. Yes, I can see that much. But why he helps you? Of all questions, that one you must have answered to. Now I must return to Broken Bridge. So tired now. We will speak more of Silk and Sorrow then.
Many an artist of Esmerian descent has engaged in the sad worship of that sultry arachnid. But you looked in those hypnotic eyes and then ripped them out. She lies in her bed of sordid memory, alone. A little of the spider yet creeps and crawls in my palm. A touch more power for my subduer of gods?
I will gladly drink of this power.
Alright, that is the end of Act 7. Let's move on to 8.